Time now for our VIP Chautauqua with Cable 8's James Reed, and tonight, part 2 of our magical profile of local illusionist Don Rogers.
In part 1 of our profile, Don told of his humble beginnings in the world of magic, starting with a Fisher-Price magic kit at the age of 3 and working his way up to gigs at local churches and nursing homes. But it really wasn't long before he started moving on up from there.
I was playing in California before I graduated high school. I performed at the Magic Castle in Hollywood, California. And so I've been all over the country doing it and met a lot of great people and seen a lot of great things, and pretty thankful for it. Typically the venues that we're getting into are usually between 1,000 seat and 1,500 seat houses. Is pretty normal. Like the Crown Theater that we're going to be at next month, I think is just under 600, so it's a little bit smaller, but it's really intimate, which I kind of like. I'm excited about it. You know, people really see the magic right in their face. So when people come to my show and they can walk out with that true sense of wonder of how something was done, like when you were a kid and you laid in bed on Christmas Eve waiting for Santa Claus, and you knew that true sense of wonder, knowing that Santa Claus was going to show up that night, and laying in bed waiting in anticipation for him, and that feeling that you had as a kid. I think as adults we lose that. So if I can give that to my audience, which is primarily adults at this point, even for an hour and a half or 2 hours, to really give that feeling back to them that they had when they were a kid, I think is really rewarding. So I really go for that.
So how did Don go about learning his craft?
A lot of it is trial and error. You know, I'm kind of self-taught. A lot of the things that I do, you know, I read a lot too, you know, out of books. And once you know the general basics of how something is done, you can really expand on it and make it unique and make it your own.
While striving to make magic of his own unique style, obviously Don has a few influences. Perhaps one of the biggest is world-renowned illusionist David Copperfield.
When I was a kid, I really followed David. You know, I've met him several times. You know, I've got a chance to talk to him and kind of hang out with him a little bit and get to know him more on a personal level, which is, you know, something a lot of people can't say they've done, so I'm pretty happy, fortunate for that. But I try not to be anybody but myself, you know. But certainly when I was a kid, you know, Copperfield was it. You know, in the 80s, he was the thing that was happening. So it was after Doug Henning. But yeah, I would say Copperfield was my inspiration to really get into it, as big as what I've gotten into it.
All right, thanks, James. Now be sure to join us again next week for the third and final part of our profile, and be sure to mark your calendar for Rogers' upcoming show at Jamestown's Crown Theater. For more information, check out the website listed there on the screen.